Hello, Dave speaking.
Hi, Dave. Is this David Bentham?
It is.
Awesome. Hi, this is calling from. How are you today?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So, you may remember I sent you an email a couple of days ago. Don't know if you've had a chance to look at it, but can I have just 30 seconds to quickly explain why I'm calling you today?
Yeah, I'm running into a meeting, but I can give you 30 seconds.
All right, awesome. Do you ever feel like there's just this, a big chunk of email that's just not being answered and, everything's, just not in the right place. Agents are just, working on the email that's just, uh it's to their liking, but it's not exactly what they should be working on. Do you ever face that kind of problem?
Um, yeah, sure. Yeah, it can happen from time if you get some bad eggs.
Yeah, because a big company like you have this large amount of email questions not being answered is a big problem for you. Because if you have that problem, we can definitely help you with that. I'm actually calling you to tell you more about our software, our service, and how it is efficient in dealing with high volume email and chat interactions with customers, and how we can improve your workflow. So I'm actually calling to see if we could set up an appointment like 10 to 15 minutes. I know you're busy, so I'm not just going to take, so much of your time. Could we set up an appointment for like 10 minutes tops for a discovery call?
Um, we could. I think we've got a tool in place at the moment that is exactly like that. Or it's kind of
Hmm.
it's there to monitor that. I've forgotten the name. I'm really sorry. But yeah, like maybe like before I commit to a meeting, you could tell me. I mean, like before I commit to the meeting, I'm not sure like why I would move to you over this tool, which I think is working quite well.
Yeah, I totally understand that, but the thing is, sometimes you said yourself that you see this large amount of email not being answered, but with our software, you will not face that problem, and I'm confident it will improve your workflow very much. So, if you could just give me 10 minutes, I'm not just asking you to make a decision or, switch to it. It's 10 minutes, it's whatever. You can make time whenever you want, and I can just tell you about it if you want to go with it, want to know more. I can tell you more or not. It's totally up
Okay.
to you.
I
What do you
think
say?
I think for now actually maybe I can get one of my team on it if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. When are they available?
Um, I don't have their calendar in front of me. Uh, but perhaps like we could tentatively put something in for Wednesday next week.
Okay. Sounds good. Awesome. What time are you available?
Let's say 3 o'clock, 3 p.m.
All right. Awesome. Okay. Thanks so much for your time today. Have
Awesome.
a great day.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
Yep. Bye now.
Cool. All right. Great job. Really, really great job. Thanks
Good
so
job.
much for being so
Okay, bye.
brave. So, um, first thing I'll say, your hook is brilliant. Leading with pain, I find from is yeah is just really kind of is the best way of hooking personas in because it's challenges that they face every single day, or you hope it's challenges that you face every single day, and obviously nicely
Right.
leads you into the conversation. Um,
Right.
so I think yeah, leading with that is brilliant. I would maybe try. I don't know whether that is really just the only pain that you fix as an organization, but one thing that we found super effective is kind of going in with two different ones and saying like which one applies better to you. That's really helped us kind of open up that
Mm-hmm.
conversation as well. But
Makes
yeah,
sense. Yeah.
really, really like the hook statement. Um, I think at the start, your opening, your tonality is fantastic as well. It's very easy to listen to you. I think at the start, you opened with the "How are you" opener. I've actually
Mhm.
recently written a post on this, but essentially, if I say, if you're someone that says, "Hey, how are you?" If the prospect says, "How are you?" Yeah, good. How are you back? You've got to tell them how you are. You've got to use that as a moment. For me, you've got to use that as a moment to build a bit of rapport and really like humanize yourself. Most
Right.
prospects will probably just say, "Yeah, good." right? And then in that case, you just move on. That's like 80% of your prospects. But on that rare occasion where perhaps like, yeah, you get someone who's a little bit nicer and they say, how are you back? You've got that opportunity to take yourself away from being a salesperson and more into being a human. And for me, you've got to take those opportunities because people buy from people they like. And so, yeah, that would be like one of, my piece of advice to you.
Okay. Means a lot. Okay.
All right. No, so I mean, first and foremost, it's not easy to do this in front of people. Love the feedback that people already threw in the chat on nice work. And David kind of went into my suggestion on what you can improve, but I want to talk about what you did good. So the thing is, David said this and I wrote it down. I like circled it. That question pain point you had was great. And to the point where this isn't my suggestion, you need to lead with that. Forget about the how are you doing today? Forget about the 30 seconds. I would throw that out the window. None of those matter. What you said on that question will get you more meetings than not. I don't know if anyone else in chat agrees with me, but that question will lead you to better conversations. The intro it's okay. It's marginal, but that question, phenomenal. And then leading into more value props and layering in different pieces is where you need to go. I would say that immediately. And you really were able to like guide the conversation from there, and you kept it cool. You had a really good pace, and it was really good. But I would literally write down that question, figure out how to ask more questions like that and more value props around that, and you'll be golden. Like I guarantee that. The last thing, and I don't know. Let's hear the chat because I've done this before. I've made this mistake. Anyone else like finally get the person to agree to the meeting and then they black out, and then they're like, "Oh, you got the meeting," and you get so excited that you forget one last step, which is to ask for the email. I don't know if anyone else in chat is like that. If you are, you could put a 1 and be like, yeah, that's definitely been me. I've done it before multiple times where it's just like, I got the meeting and then I forgot to clarify the email. So you got everything, but you didn't clarify the email of the person that you were looking to get the meeting with that he said that you need to get in touch with. And again, I've made this mistake tons of times. And then I have to follow back up email, and then they don't give me the email, and then you're stuck, right? So take the time to just like one quick second say, hey, I just want to confirm I have the right email, or just ask for the email so that you can send it to the right address and you have a meeting booked on the calendar. So I've done this before. So that's why I'm like laughing at my own self. That was like the one thing to consider. Just don't black out on that.